the writing was on the wall, Nash getting fired. I think the writing was on the wall, and just like, man, to have this type of talent on your team, to be a first-year coach, it's a lot of pressure that come with it. But then, to his credit, like, think about this. He only got to play with Kyrie and KD, like a full-strength roster. They only all played together, like, I believe, 15, 16 games, and you getting fired. But at the end of the day, if anybody going to be the scapegoat, it's going to be the coach.
That's crazy, man.
More than the player. What you think about that?
Man, it blew me. If I'm being 100, man, it blew me, man. Because let's just say the last 2 years has been total distraction.
Yeah.
It ain't even been about
it ain't been about no basketball.
All the shit that's now seeped into the locker room, man. You know what's crazy? You said this on that. Remember when this first with the Draymond situation when we was talking, and you was talking about how things are built. You brought this up. You made this a dope ass point on how if you not built it with cement and not built it with adversity and being able to have your core be in there and withstand punches and withstand scandal and all this,
it's gonna fall apart.
Not gonna fall apart, but you can survive the blows. Your franchise can survive. Your team can survive the blows.
Yeah.
Golden State, they momentumed off of that, right? Right. We saw it. It really wasn't no big crack. They made a big deal, but then we've moved on, right? They're on their ways, right? They're in the team flow, doing what teams do, right? This is the perfect example of that theory and what you was talking about. Brooklyn started the year with no foundation to begin with arguably your best player already trying to maneuver.
Checked out.
Or checked out. Before
I mean,
you even
not
come
like
in here.
basketball-wise, he wasn't checked out. He gonna give you what he gonna give you, but it was just awkward.
We're not seeing the same KD.
Yeah, I mean, it's awkward when you come and you playing for a coach you don't want to play for.
It's hard coming into a place where you're not passionate. We know Lord to be a basketball guru. Let's keep this 100. Not only can he score the ball, but he's an IQ. He's a basketball holic. He's one of the ones, Pete.
Yeah.
That me, you, Rondo, KD, fucking Bron can sit down and we'll have analytical IQ about the game and schemes and all that, right? I think we all of that. When I see him play, he doesn't look like that. Like I saw him first half yesterday, and he was playing like not selfishly mad, but he was like going for mine. Yeah. He wasn't calling the picks. Yeah, he was rejecting. He was going base. Like he was taking on two on ones. Like that ain't flow basketball. If we know winning basketball, winning basketball. Everybody touching it goes around, pick and roll. You got continuity, and that's what I'm saying,
I think with Brooklyn, it's just so much distractions around the organization that had nothing to do with basketball.
And they're not built for scandal. That's what I'm saying.
You know, when you talk about KD wanting out of there, or the things that Kyrie is dealing with off the court, it's too many distractions for them to come together. So, I mean, how can they even focus on trying to be a contender? Because when you put two guys of that caliber on the team, you expect expectation. Right. It's hot, but it's just too many other things that's going on.
I got to ask the question. Is it time to blow Brooklyn up? Steve Nash gets fired. Hold on, before we move on, do you hear who's going to actually fill Steve Nash's shoes?
The rumor is Ime Udoka. So look.
It's a cold world.
I mean, you talk about a coach who's already been, so now you got what they, it's like you adding on to what they, it's like, man, this is a soap opera. They need to make this.
Beat me to it,
this is a soap opera.
Dog.
We need to keep a close eye on Brooklyn.
Man, I got to get back. Man, what is going on? What is going on?
This is one of the biggest soap operas in recent memory that I can think of.
So if you're Udoka, do you take the job?
Yeah, I mean, sure. Why not? If they want to give it to you.
Opportunity.
Yeah.
And he's proven.
I mean, he showed that he's one of the bright young coaches in the league. So they want to give it to, and he's been there before.
Let me ask you
so he has a relationship with the players.
Got you. So in signing him, are you disrespecting the situation that he's left in Boston? Because some people are going to be like, oh, he didn't really clean up this here. Like, you're going to have that, right?
I'm sure Brooklyn doing their due diligence. You know, I mean.
It's public perception at this point.
I mean, yeah, at this point, you know, you deal with what happened within the organization. Did he do anything illegal?
No, I got that.
But it's also morals.
Got you.
That comes in with an organization. And so they, you know, that's the one thing you look at. But if it wasn't illegal what he did, no. From what we know.
Hell of a coach.
So, you just have to move on, put it behind them, and hopefully,
Everybody can do the same.
everybody can do the same.
Do you think he can come in and actually bring a change into this team?
You know what? I was talking to one of my boys yesterday. So say you bring in Udoka. So you put him with a coaching staff that
Ain't his.
is not his in the middle of the season. That's hard to do. His coaching staff is in Boston. So now you come into a coaching staff that's not his coaching staff. Do you implement a new system? And how do you do that? Because you don't have the practice time. So if I'm Brooklyn, I would wait until the year's out to bring in with a new, stay with an interim coach, see what John Vaughn can do. Because it's hard to bring in a new coach in and have a voice and change a system or go with already what they was doing. It just don't make sense to me.
Because then let's play it out. Okay, we get to the summer now. Other teams gonna fire their coaches. Some coaches gonna get fired. Some gonna get let go. That number changes when he becomes free agent or we get to free agency.
So do you sew him up now?
I actually think that Brooklyn should stay with the interim.
I do too.
Jacques Vaughn. I actually think that they're going to actually make some moves. I would hate to actually break this up, but I think the writing's on the wall. If you don't go with a new coach, I think you wait till the end of the year, Pete. It's going to be really bad.
So I think one of the reasons you bring in a Ime Udoka is
a reboot.
No, it's not. When you bring him in, it's to try to salvage what's going on.
Yeah, you're trying to smooth it out.
You're trying to salvage it. Because if you're him, you want KD and Kyrie there.
Absolutely, it helps everything.
Now, if I'm Ime, I don't want to come in and then we trade them. I don't want to be in a rebuild situation when I'm coming off a team that I built into a championship caliber team. He's there to try to salvage it, and that's the reason you bring him in. At this point, it's not about X's and O's and systems. So it's about trying to salvage this situation.
So bring him in. And then in the summer, he'll deal with his staff and all that.
Absolutely.
That's a good point.